Hello, welcome to our second level up episode. Our PCs are now level 3, so we're gonna go around and ask them what they took for their level up abilities. So we're gonna start with Chris this time. Why don't you tell us about what you took for Navessah at level 3?
Yeah, so Navessah got an additional skill expertise, as well as weapon specialization. So I had a bunch of different options of basically like modifiers I could get for skills that I already have expertise in, but since my pool of expertise skills is pretty small, I just expanded it into computers. What expertise does, by the way, is it gives me any skill that I'm an expert in, as long as I believe I have resolve points, I get to roll an additional d6 on that skill.
Oh, nice.
Oh,
okay.
tight.
So because Navessah's been doing a lot of computer stuff and is more or less kind of becoming the crew's like science officer, I figured she should be good at computers.
And do you have to spend the RP to add the D6, or is it just if you have RP, you get to add a D6?
I believe it's as long as I just have one RP, I can do it.
Cool. And then, yeah, you mentioned weapon specialization, which is actually something that everybody gets at level 3, which allows you to add, is it half your character level to the damage you roll?
Normally it's character level to what you roll, but because Envoy weapons are small and weak, it's only half of my character level.
Yeah, that just depends on the weapon category.
Right, there's some that are only half, and some that give you your full character level to damage, but yeah, so you guys get a nice bonus to damage now as you hit level 3, which will continue growing as you level up, which is nice.
And speaking of things that everybody gets when they level up, we also got a feat at this level. So for Navessah, I had her psychic abilities grow as I took the minor psychic powers feat a second time, giving myself the ability to cast the telekinetic projectile cantrip 3 times per day. So next time I roll a natural 1 and eject the battery from my weapon, I can just use psychic powers to throw my gun at them.
Perfect.
On top of that, I got 11 skill points, just kind of rounding out a lot of the class skills that I hadn't put any ranks in yet. So I put in ranks into acrobatics, athletics, and sleight of hand for things that weren't already there, as well as expanding the things that she's already good at. So bluff, computers, diplomacy, engineering, mysticism, perception, physical science, and sense motive.
Man, envoys do get a whole bunch of skill points every level, don't they?
Yup, I don't hit things good, but I do everything else pretty good, so.
Nice. Okay. Anything else for level 3?
Nope. My HP went up and my stamina went up, but that's, par for the course.
Okay, cool. Let's move on then to Ukko. Eric, yeah, tell us a little bit about level 3 Ukko and what he's about.
Stamina and health went up, as usual. Got 4 skill points, so I just put him into pretty much what he's good at, which is kind of acrobatics, not really, athletics, culture, and intimidate.
Okay, I mean acrobatics, he can fly, so
yeah. and oddly enough, he still has that poor dexterity. Got weapon specialization for pretty much all the weapons, his soldier. And as a soldier, I got gear boost, and I chose melee striker. So that adds, I believe half my strength mod to my damage.
Nice. So
I did that, and the feat I took is weapon focus. So now I also get a bonus to my attack rolls, +1 to specifically my little pikes and trident weapon-like thing. So...
Little, he says.
Little.
They're just like 15-foot poles. It's not a big deal.
Yeah.
He's gonna hit harder and more often.
Exactly.
So yeah, you got a +1 to your advanced melee weapon attacks, and then half of your strength mod to your melee weapon damage.
Plus weapon specialization.
Mm-hmm.
So he gets to add his level, not half. So he gets to add +3 on top of that.
Yes, sir.
So Ukko basically is just going to be crushing stuff with his new trident that he found.
Yeah.
He's gonna hit things like an even bigger truck.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'm looking forward to seeing Ukko stab more people in the face more effectively.
Yes.
Is there anything else for level 3?
No, that was about it.
Soldiers are so nice and easy.
Yeah, just straightforward. Here's the stuff. Good job. Go kill shit.
All right, cool. Then let's move on to last but not least, of course. Tony, tell us about Mishka.
Little old me. So for third level operative, they actually got a bunch of stuff. One of the first things was my operative's edge ability, which gives me a +1 to like almost every skill, went up to +2.
Damn.
Ooh.
Okay.
So I get +2 to all my skills and to initiative as well, I think now.
Okay. Nice.
I also got quick movement plus 10 feet. So Mishka is 10 feet faster for his movement.
So you can move 2 extra squares per movement.
Yes. So I get to move 40 feet each round instead of just 30 like everybody else. I also got weapon specialization like everyone. And I took a level 3 feat as well. And I took nimble moves because I feel that fits Mishka's theme of just kind of being a little scrappy survivor. So nimble moves allows me to move through difficult terrain up to 20 feet unimpeded. So I get to ignore 20 feet of difficult terrain, and I can also make a guarded step even in difficult terrain.
Okay, so just real quick, difficult terrain is like if you're moving through rubble or overgrown weeds or something that would typically slow you down to half your movement speed. You can only move half of what you normally can, but this will allow you to ignore some of that and also like sort of disengage in combat a little bit more effectively.
Yeah, normally most characters cannot take a guarded step if they're in difficult terrain, but this feat allows me to do so.
Nice.
Yeah, and then I got a crap ton of skill points. Not quite as much as Navessah, but still close. And I'm mostly just trying to focus on what Mishka is and should be good at, so I just put him in a bunch of stuff that he's already decent at. So acrobatics, stealth, piloting, perception. I put some more points into medicine. Hopefully he'll stop sucking at that at some point.
Yeah, I think that all the medical help that you guys can get in this campaign is going to be helpful.
Yeah.
All right, is there anything else for level 3 for Mishka?
Oh, my trick attack damage went up to a D8 instead of a D4.
Oh, nice.
Woohoo!
So you'll be doing some extra damage if those trick attacks land.
If I roll good.
Cool. And then the last big thing that we sort of teased was that your ship, the Sundering Eclipse, is getting some upgrades as a reward for helping out Madelon's landing. So why don't you tell us a bit about those ship upgrades and what you took?
Yeah, so when we upgraded, we got additional build points for our ship. So I think originally we had 55 for a tier 1 ship, but now we're tier 2, so we get an additional 20 points. So we're at 75 build points. I wanted to upgrade a few things. So definitely wanted a med bay, so that was the first thing I picked up.
Smart.
Yeah. And then I installed the jammer that Ukko found.
Woohoo!
So that was an additional 2 build points. The med bay was 8. And I upgraded our armor, so our AC should go up by 1, make us slightly harder to hit. And I know eventually we're going to get more upgrades, so I wanted to upgrade our PCU.
Right, to give you more power to power up all of the systems that you might eventually get.
Yeah, the power core unit for the ship. So I upgraded us to a Pulse Black power core. That was an additional 2 build points and gives us plus 20 more power. And then I wanted Ukko to be able to shoot more consistently at stuff, so we got a weapon mount for the turret part of the ship, which will allow him to shoot the gun in any direction, not just whatever's in front of the ship.
Yay!
Specifically, you got a turret put onto your ship. So
Yeah.
before it didn't have any sort of turret on it. It only had its front-mounted guns. And so you basically took them off the front and put them on a turret now that can just aim in any direction.
Yeah.
Wow!
Which will be very useful.
Yes. And then with the last remaining build points I had, I upgraded our shields. So that'll be nice too, to have extra shields. So just
a little
kind
more
of
padding.
Yeah, a little more padding for the ship. So increased armor and more shields should hopefully help out our survivability quite a bit.
And that's it for the Sundering Eclipse.
That's it. Cooper should be happy.
Well, that's actually not it, because
Oh?
there is some firmware upgrades that Cooper was telling you guys about, or will be telling you about. I'm not sure when this episode is going to drop, but there are some firmware upgrades that are mentioned by Cooper, and this is basically my way of introducing the new ship roles that they added in the supplemental book, the Character Operations Manual, adds 2 new Starship roles. The first one is called Chief Mate, and the second one is called Magic Officer.
Ooh.
And it also adds a handful of other crew actions that anybody can really do. But the specifics of that I would like to get into more during the game, so we will get into the specifics of those at a later date. But yeah, just so you know, those things are coming down the pike.
Nice.
But yeah, I think that is everything for level 3 and for the ship and everything for up to where we are now. So with that, I think that we will call this a complete episode for leveling up. Thanks for checking this out. Bye.
Bye.
Bye, we love you.
If you want more Dice Versa, check us out at patreon.com/diceversa. We release bonus content for every episode, like deleted scenes and episode commentary. You can also join our growing community by joining the Dice Versa Discord server. Find the link in the video description.